Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to my channel. I pray that you are all in the best of health and iman. If you are new, welcome. My name is Nafisa. I am a relationship and trauma informed coach. I help women to heal from past traumatic experiences and I help women in their relationship issues. So if you're interested in being coached in those areas, you can find me over on my website, which I will leave linked in the description box down below. I also help women to prepare for marriage and how to manage their marriage in a good way, as well as being more feminine over on Patreon. So if you're interested in that, then definitely check out the description box down below for my femininity group. So my ladies, today we are talking about why a man would choose one woman over another. So sis, it's been going round and round in your head about this guy that you really liked, that you had an opportunity with, and you felt that you blew it. You felt you messed it up. You thought for whatever reason, he decided you were not the best person for him and you have been regretting it. Sis, do not forget that Allah has power over all things and Allah chooses for us whom our spouses will be. So if you've put in all of your effort and it's still not working out, you you must submit to yourself to the qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is part of Allah's qadr. So sisters, please, let's not overthink it with this thing. It didn't work out. We accept it as qadr of Allah and we move on. If you want to give it a second chance, give it a second chance. But please, sis, do not chase that man. Sometimes this comes down to an issue of, can you accept the qadr of Allah? Can you accept it? And as hard as it might be, it may just be exactly what you need to do. What are some of the reasons why a man might choose one woman over another? Number one reason, he may find that one woman is more supportive than the other woman. Supportiveness is something that's slowly dying off because we are in the day and age of letting men know that they have responsibilities and they need to step it up. And absolutely they do. But I think some people are taking it too far to where it means that some women these days don't even want to support their men in any way. They're like, you carry the burden all by yourself. And so when a man comes across a woman who is supportive, and a feminine woman knows the right way to support a man, if you want to know more about that, check me out on Patreon. When a healthy masculine man meets a woman who is supportive, it makes him feel appreciated. It makes him feel loved. It makes him feel careful. Doing that makes a man feels like, you know what, I have a woman here who actually cares about me. And sisters, relationships these days aren't all about us women taking and thinking that we're going to have healthy relationships without us having to give something, because that's another mindset. I can see where this whole thing of a man supposed to be a provider, I can see where it's going. And I don't quite like where it's going because I want us to have a balanced understanding of this. There is no such thing as a relationship where a man is only going to give to you and you're only going to take. You will have to give as well. In some ways, you will also have to give, okay? That creates a balanced relationship. He is also human. He needs to feel that he's loved and that he's cared for and that you care for him, right? And one way that you show that is through support. So a man may be more attracted to one woman because she's more supportive of him. Now, be careful of those men who like to take advantage of women who are overly giving, of women who are just people pleasers, because those type of men also love women who are supportive as well. So you want to use your wisdom, you want to use your intuition, you want to gather all of your data and come to a conclusion of, is this man a man who has his own thing going on for himself? He's hardworking. He pours into me as much as I'm pouring into him as well. If that is the case, then you have a healthy man. And again, that is the type of man that I'm talking about. He may be more attracted to one woman over another because he might just feel a connection and a love from one woman because she is more supportive. Another reason why a man may choose one woman over another is that he might find one woman to be more emotionally stable. And I talk about emotional maturity again over on Patreon. So if you want to know more about that, I really delve deep into the feminine character traits and personality traits and qualities over on Patreon. So if you want that content, that's where that is. But being an emotionally more stable woman, emotionally more mature woman, it just means there will be less turmoil in that relationship. It means Yes, you're going to have your days when you're on your cycle. Yes, you're going to be pregnant and your emotions are going to be up and down. But for the most part, he knows where he stands with you. He really knows who you are. When women oftentimes remain emotionally immature, they create a sense of instability in that relationship to where the man doesn't even know who you are. Because one minute you're doing this, the next minute you're doing that. He doesn't know where he stands with you. And no man wants to go into a relationship with a woman where he has to second guess. If this happens, is this what she's going to do to me? If that happens, how, like, he doesn't want that sense of having to always second guess. He also wants a woman who's going to give him a sense of emotional safety and security. He wants to know where he stands with her. So if he finds that one woman is more emotionally mature, he may be more inclined towards her, because again, marriage is about thinking long term, right? It's about somebody that you're going to share the rest of your life with. And much like how us women want men who are also emotionally stable and in tune with their emotions and emotionally mature, they want women who are also the same. A man may be less attracted to a woman who likes to use her emotions as an excuse for all of her behavior. I was just having a bad day. Everything she does wrong, she uses her emotions as an excuse. We as women must always be working on our emotional maturity so that we can be stable people that other people want to be in relationships with. Third reason why a man may choose one woman over another, it might be her level of confidence. Yes, her level of confidence. It's easier to enjoy life with somebody who knows who they are and they are comfortable with who they are. Because again, you know where you stand with that person. A person who knows who they are is going to have boundaries. And if you don't have boundaries, check out my boundary setting masterclass course, link in the description box down below. A woman with confidence has her boundaries. She knows where she stands. She knows who she is. She knows what she will and won't put up with. That means she gains respect from other people. Confidence can be very, very attractive. Women, we have to work on our level of confidence. Sometimes it's not all about how you physically look. It's just how you carry yourself. It's your demeanor that makes somebody just feel like, wow, I love this person. Not because of how you look, but literally the confidence that you exude. So confidence is a very attractive trait. Sometimes some of us just take light stuff, we take it too serious. We take it too far. And that's when you start questioning yourself, like, what's wrong with this person? Why is everything always so serious about them? Then you realize they may even be someone who's suffering from some level of trauma or some level of hurt. Because if they can't laugh and they can't smile and they can't joke and they can't be playful, then something is really weighing heavy on their hearts. And sometimes that might make people just pull away from you. My last 2 points are, of course, the type of things that we would naturally link to why some man might reject one woman and decide to take another. And that is compatibility and attractiveness. Compatibility can go for so many different areas of life. It might just be that they come from the same country and so they bond on similar things, or it might just be that, you know, they share the same faith. Of course, as Muslim women, we only marry Muslim men. So if we're on a similar level of deen, then we might find doing certain activities enjoyable together as a couple, and so that bonds us and builds that bond and makes it stronger. But of course also attractiveness, and let's not play and act as though attractiveness is not an important quality to men. It is, but I specifically did not mention attractiveness first because I think sometimes we overemphasize what attractiveness means and how important it is to men. We overdo it, because somebody can become attracted to you over time. It's not like you looked at them and you're like, oh my gosh, the most gorgeous person in the world ever. That's who I want. Sometimes it's over time. Is the confidence you see in that person, is their mindset, is how they relate to you, is how they speak to you. But also physically, how one woman looks may just be more appealing to that particular man than how another woman looks. Now, does that mean we need to go around changing ourselves to fit the look that somebody's looking for? If that's what you want to do and you're comfortable with that, that's up to you. But I wouldn't recommend that, because it is actually my belief that if Allah chose to make you in a certain way, then He will grant you somebody who will see beauty in that. That's just my opinion. I'm a dark-skinned woman. I could have gone and bleached myself, made myself more light-skinned so that I can attract a man. But I decided to accept myself the way I am, and I love my chocolate skin. I love it. I believe that it's a gift, and I'm so proud of that. And because I carry myself with a level of confidence, I've never had a problem attracting what the world might perceive as very good looking men. And let me tell you, there are some what the world may perceive as not very attractive men who've been attracted to me as well. But I would say for the most part, majority of the men who have approached me for marriage, a lot of people are surprised when they see them. They're like, wow. And I know in their head they're thinking, how does a guy like that attracted to you? Because there's more to me than how I physically look. But at the same time, don't get it twisted. YouTube is one thing. Like, I know how to put myself together. Okay, I know how to look good. I know how to dress well. I just choose not to show all of that on YouTube. So I take care of my skin. I take care of my clothes. I make sure the colors that I wear, they complement me. I choose the clothing that I wear carefully so that they suit me. I think about how I present. And when I'm at home with my husband, we'll leave that between us. But let me tell you, sis, I do put the effort in how I look. I don't just act like it doesn't matter whatsoever. So I'm just going to let myself go ashy skin, dry lips. Like, no, I try to make the effort. So that's what I'm going to teach you ladies here. Make the effort and then let Allah choose for you the right person for you. If a man only picks you for the way that you look, when you are 50, 60, 70, you no longer look that way. Are we expecting him to go and get a young girl to marry? If you make it to be, oh my God, it's all about the way I look, then you're going to attract men who only care about looks. It's funny how the way you think, where your mind is, that's the type of energy you attract. If you're just concerned thinking, I'll never get a guy because all the men think that I'm ugly and all they're looking for are pretty girls and I don't fall into this pretty girl thing, confidence down the hill. So one of the skills that I talk about that is attractive to men, another one will dip. Boundaries down the hill, because you will take whatever rubbish because you're seeing the man as the prize. So many things will just dip, all because you lack self-esteem, you lack self-worth, and then you're not even going to have the energy within you to thrive and reach for your goals because you're seeing yourself as less than. So it will affect so many areas of your life. So please, girls, do take care of the way you look. Do. Because the truth about life, I'm sorry, is that it does matter to some extent. But it is not everything. If you feel like the way you look is not the best thing about you, you can work on other things. And all of that together will make you valuable to the right person. My thing is that it's not that you're not beautiful, but sometimes God blocks your beauty from other people's eyes because they're not meant to be part of your life. So if a man sees you and he's thinking, no, she's not for me, you're not for him either. And maybe later on, once you've married and you're living your life, that he looks back and he thinks, why did I give that kind of a woman up? It wasn't his fault. Allah blocked him so he could not see your beauty. He could not see your value because you were not meant for him. So those are some of the reasons that I would say that men are more attracted to one woman over another. But like I said before in the beginning, and I will say again, remember the qadr of Allah. Not everything is under your control. You can be all of that and a man can still reject you because he's not meant for you. And as a Muslim, there has to come a point in your life where you're able to reason everything back to Allah and everything back to the deen, and understanding that ultimately he is the one that is in charge. Okay? So don't kill yourself trying to make yourself attractive to 1,000,001 person. You only need Allah to bring you to your husband and to bring your husband to you, to bring the two of you together. So my ladies, I really hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, definitely make sure you give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Let's continue the conversation about this in the comment section, inshallah. Thank you guys so much for watching. By the way, if you haven't seen this video that I made earlier on this week, make sure you check out that video and I will speak to you over there, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.